Motivational speaker. His book is entitled Motivational Barber because he's a barber, and then he uses that in order to motivate people who come into his shop, and also when the Lord opens opportunities for him to share in a motivational way. He's been attending First at First for several months, and he wanted to come and share, and I'm just going to share our devotional today.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say how thankful I am for this opportunity. It's truly a blessing, and I owe it all to the Lord who is the lead of my life. And I'm glad I could be here. Today I'm going to do a devotion titled, Have You Acknowledged God? As a motivational speaker in this community, I feel I have one obligation, and that's to increase the lifestyle of anyone I cross paths with on a daily basis. So as I attend schools, correctional facilities, and churches, I often ask myself, how are people improving after crossing paths with me? Because I don't take my position in this community for granted. Anytime you speak, anytime people are in your presence, they should feel the gift you have to offer this world. So in my book, Motivational Barber, it says on the front cover, you are more than your current title. So a lot of us, we have titles on our job. You might be a librarian, a school teacher, you might be a pastor, a coach. But no matter what your title is, you're definitely more than that. And the only way you can understand what else you have to offer this world, you have to simply acknowledge God. People call me all the time. They say, hey, I'm wrestling with this. I'm dealing with this. It might be people dealing with domestic issues in their family and hadn't called the police yet. It might be someone dealing with a kid that is real disruptive at school and doesn't know how to cooperate. And the first thing I tell them, thanks for calling me. Thanks for thinking about me in your time of need. But have you acknowledged God? Because that's where we need to turn first to get the right answers. In this community or anywhere in the world, you have people who run for elections. You have people who are up for job promotions. And people, they're like scattering everywhere trying to figure out who is the right person. And if you just acknowledge God, you'll get the right answers. So in society today, we deal with a bunch of youth who are misled. They're not taught any morals. They're not taught any values. These kids don't understand that when some of us were younger, we were able to be disciplined by other people in the community. Now, parents don't want you telling their kids anything. So in order to come up with these answers, I simply just ask everyone in this room, have you acknowledged God? Sometimes that's all it takes. Because people don't understand how powerful it is. You have a platform that you stand on every single day if you're a believer. And as soon as you face adversity, you question everything except the right thing. And you should be just questioning God. What should I do? How should I handle this? Where do I go from here? What steps do you want me to take? What words do you want me to say? That's what we need to focus on more. We need to understand that we make answers seem real hard, but they're really not hard. As a motivational speaker, I simplify things. I use analogies and scenarios, and people walk up to me, they say, man, thank you for making me feel crazy. But it was in a good way. I walked up to this guy one day, I said, do you know what 2 + 2 is? He said, yeah, it's 4. I said, well, why are you writing 5 on your paper? He said, explain that to me. I said, you just told me you understand that 2 + 2 = 4, and you're telling me about your problem, and you know what it takes to overcome this problem, but you're not doing it. You're not acknowledging it. If you don't accept what you're troubled with, there's no possible way you can fix it. Because as simple as 2 + 2 might look on a board, in order for you to write that 4 up there, what did you have to do first? You had to look at the problem. And that's what life is all about. So I'm standing here today with my devotion, wanting you guys to understand that keep things simple. If we acknowledge God, if we do what we know we should be doing, then the questions we're faced with won't be as difficult as they seem. And that's all my devotion is about. Have you acknowledged God? There's really nothing else you need to do other than acknowledge God, and I guarantee you will find the right answers. The answers will come before you. It's a cool feeling that goes through my body when I'm doing the right thing. The other day I was in Sutherland's, and a lady was swiping her card, and the item she purchased was only $12.34. And the lady was standing there, she was in disbelief that her card wasn't working. And I said, ma'am, I can pay for that for you. She said, oh no, I can't accept anything from you. I said, ma'am, if you don't accept this from me, it's gonna hurt me. Like I'm begging you to accept this. So the lady would not accept it from me. So the lady behind the cash register, she said, don't block this young man's blessings. He didn't say anything about paying him back or anything. And she said, well, since you put it like that, let me accept my blessing and don't block his blessings. But in that moment, when that lady was standing there swiping her card, I didn't make fun of her. I didn't say, oh, your card's not working or none of that. I just said, God, what should I do? And his answer was simple. You can afford it. $12.34 won't break it. Go ahead and pay for it. So it's times like that I lean on, and I use those times to tell me that I'm doing what I should be doing. When people ask me, do you speak at schools? Do you speak here? Do you speak there? It's never a problem. And then when it gets down to like me telling people my prices, that's when they tell me they can't afford it, they can't do this, or that's not in the budget. And you know what I tell them? If you talk to God about it, you can make a way to pay me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard. Sometimes the things that we think are so difficult are really not difficult. So as I close out this devotion, I want to share this true story with you guys. What made me come up with the title for today's message? My wife and I, we just recently purchased a home, and we bought a chair. We bought like a set of chairs and a dining table. And when I got home, I put the table back together. They had to take the top off because it was too wide to come out of the furniture store. So as I assembled the table back together at home, I noticed that around the edges had chip marks, like it was damaged maybe from being shipped. It was a brand new table. Well, I own a barbershop called Precise Barbershop, and the reason I chose the name Precise is because I'm a very particular person. I'm real picky. So I was like, I went on into one of my rants. I said, why every time I do things, something not right? Why every time I was going off, I was in a wreck? Now I gotta take this table back loose. I gotta take it back to the furniture store, exchange it for another one. If I wasn't so picky, this table would be perfect. I was going on and on and on, and I couldn't believe it because I purchased a brand new vehicle one time and found things wrong with it. It had 6 miles on it. I said, just because I'm picky, you know, these people think I'm crazy at the dealership. It had bubbles in the paint, a brand new truck. So I was like, man. So the next day, my phone rings. And I never answer my cell phone at work because it's not professional. When I'm at work, I deal with clients. I don't deal with my personal life. But just so happened I was done with an appointment and I had a 30-minute gap in between. So I had my cell phone right there. My phone rang. It's a lady that I spoke to a year ago about the home I live in today. I said, ma'am, would you be interested in doing a lease-to-own program? She was like, nah, really, I just want to sell it if I make up my mind and be done with it. So she was like, how soon do you think you could come look at it? She was like, we might can work something out. I picked my wife up that same day. I took my wife to look at the house. I said, do you really like this house? Is this the house you want to live in? You want to make this house a home? My wife was like, I would love this house. Do you think it's possible? And I said, I already talked to God. And we just got to thinking. And my wife said, you know that table you took back this morning? She said, I'm glad that table is on back order and he gave you a refund. She said, because that table would look crazy in this big house. So my message is this. When I was ranting and raving about that table, had I acknowledged God and just trusted his footsteps, I would have recognized real quick that maybe God is trying to tell me this is not the table. You're buying a table for the wrong house. But I didn't acknowledge him. And as I was driving down the street the next day, I emailed Stewart and I told him the title to my devotion because that's when it hit me. And that's what I want you guys to know about how powerful it is when we acknowledge God. If you see someone that you're judging because of where they're from, because of their clothes, because of how they wear their hair, if you acknowledge God, he might let you see past the fact of what they have on, where they live, and still let you see the light that shines in every person. So as I end my devotion, I want you guys to remember to ask yourself on a daily basis, have I acknowledged God? Together we all can make a difference. Remember the difference maker.